Alrighty, so I'm doing a 2023 movie collection. This includes DVDs and Blu-rays, a couple of 4Ks, so I will get to it now. I'm basically just going to briefly try to summarize each one. I don't want to linger too much, but here we go. Alrighty, so firstly, we have Life. Sci-fi horror, basically movie, like an alien, basically like the movie Alien. Not bad. The ending is, a twist ending, I suppose. Kind of predictable, but good acting from Jake Gyllenhaal, everyone. So, yeah, wasn't too bad. Not a bad movie. The Witch, not too bad. Probably one of my more tolerable slow burn horror movies, I guess. Usually movies like this kind of piss me off, not just because it's like, oh, I need explosions, but there's just something about those kinds of movies where it gets to a point where it gets overly pretentious and annoying. So this movie, I think, was perfectly spaced out, basically, in its storytelling and tension. Jaws, obviously, don't need to say much, a classic. So I like Jaws and Jaws 2. I've never seen 3 or 4, but I've seen people talk about them and they sound kind of batshit crazy. So, yeah, your original, what is it? Tell, don't show. You basically don't see the shark till the very end. And they did a masterful job building the tension up. Venom, Let There Be Carnage. Could have been better. Really weird that it's PG-13, and they just really didn't do much with Carnage, honestly. Kind of disappointing. Shazam. This was definitely how do I put this? I was definitely shocked by this, in a good way. One of my favorite superhero movies within the last 10 years, honestly. Just good emotions, good story, good everything. Definitely worth a watch. Have not watched the second one. Don't necessarily care to watch that. They Live, another John Carpenter classic. Just go watch it. It's obviously a lot of people will be like, "Oh my god, it's so relevant to the modern day politics," but realistically, it's just the idea of I don't even want to spoil it. One of the funniest fight scenes too ever. I will say that. An 80s classic. Arrival. Good movie. Another slow burn yet good movie. Gets a little interesting at the end, but I like that it wasn't overly explained, where I could grasp it, and I thought it was a neat idea, honestly. Thor Ragnarok. Honestly, don't really give a shit for this movie. I actually didn't realize I even own it, but it's alright. A lot of people keep acting like it's the best MCU movie ever made. It's fun, but it falls on the annoying-ass MCU trend of nothing can be serious, everything funny. So, yeah, not my fave. The Lighthouse, another one that I didn't really care for. Realistically, maybe I need to watch it again, because to me, it was just so metaphor, symbolism. The whole movie is just, get it? Symbolism? You get it? Ooh. And I don't know. Maybe I need to watch it again. Good. The acting was the most entertaining part for me. Everything else I didn't give a shit for. So, and it's not like I have something against A24 and stuff. I like a decent amount of their movies. It was just came off very pretentious to me. So, let's see. And we got quite a bit to go through. So this is actually a TV show, Ash vs. Evil Dead. I like the show. It's sad that people didn't watch it and it just went to shit. And after they canceled it, it became real popular. The biggest tease, cliffhanger ending fucking imaginable. My god. but I loved it. It just so perfect with everything, how it was portrayed, all the character storytelling, perfect. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. This apparently a lot of people hate this movie. I watched this as a kid, so there's just some level of nostalgia, I guess, for me. It's definitely a little derpy, but I can still watch it to this day and have loads of fun. So for me personally, it's a fun movie, but I assume a lot of people don't like it. The Ruins, another one I watched growing up. So I like this movie just because it's a unique idea. I feel like this and Annihilation are kind of like the same feeling, which obviously I like Annihilation's more artsy, whatever, but it's this idea of, whoa, okay, so what's happening is X thing. I don't want to spoil it, but to me it was just a unique, creepy horror movie. And I enjoyed it. Even watching it now, I thoroughly enjoy watching it. Iron Sky. So here's one I watched in high school. And my God, was it, to me, the funniest shit ever. Rewatching it, obviously it's kind of cringy, but it's just such a fun, weird movie. I love that it's basically your friend being like, yo man, what if blah 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 blah. What if the Nazis ran to the moon? And then in the future, they came back, but they're the aliens, basically. So, a lot of fun. The ending is oddly depressing for such a funny movie. So I did enjoy that. Oh God. 2018's The Predator. Oof. So for a while, so I went to the theater to watch this because I was so hyped. Left very disappointed. Saw, because the whole thing was, oh, emissary predator, whoa, and then it so falls flat. And for a while, I bought it because I was like, oh, no, it's a funny, like, so bad it's good. No, it's not that anymore. The idea that they were trying to do, the whole autism is the future thing, and I'm not going to get too much into it, but not that that's wrong, but it just felt so annoying and eye-rolling in the way they did it. And the fugitive predator dies pretty quickly. So there's just kind of I don't know. No. But, on to a classic. I think this was, 2009? The Pandorum. I love this movie. This was one of the first Blu-rays I ever bought. Glorious, glorious sci-fi horror movie. I don't know. I believe... God, if I could stop yawning. I believe it got bad reviews. I was basically... I watched this around the time when Dead Space came out, and all I could think was, this is phenomenal. I mean, this has the same vibe. Norman Reedus is in it as a throwaway character. It's so funny, but I love the twist ending. I highly recommend it. Don't Breathe. I watched this in theaters. This was an interesting one for sure. The idea of 3 pieces of shit trying to rob a blind man, and you're like, wow, I hope they die. That's wrong. And then it's slowly, you're like, oh, what the... I mean, clearly they had to do it something where the blind guy, turns out to be worse than them, and so you can kind of justify like, okay, well, that's why that's happening. I see. Not bad at all. Ooh. One of the first Blu-rays I bought, District 9, one of my all-time favorite movies in general, but my favorite sci-fi movie, one of my favorite. God, this movie literally stuck with me. It's so good. The visuals, the storytelling, the characters, the emotion. Everything is just so good. And Neil Blomkamp, man, did this put him on the freaking map. If you haven't seen this, go watch it, please. I can't remember if it's on any streaming services, but my God, go watch it. Prince of Darkness, another John Carpenter movie. This is an interesting one because it takes the idea of heaven and hell, and hell. Basically, angels and demons, a little bit of time travel, honestly, and does an interesting thing with it. I really enjoyed it. My wife hated it, but it's such a cool, I don't know what the word is, like a Precinct 13, like, oh, we're trapped in the building, demons, but we're also trying to figure out what the hell is this? Oh my God, Satan, what? So, highly enjoyable. Batman, The Long Halloween Part 1. God, I don't remember. I honestly don't remember anything about this movie. I think I enjoyed it. Oh, that's right. Okay. Not a bad movie. It's like a murder mystery. Kind of weird that's 2 parts. But I do remember liking it. I haven't watched it since I bought it. I'm sorry. I haven't watched it since the one time I watched it, but I do collect most of the, at least the older animated movie stuff, so. The Dead, a Ford Brothers film. This must be, so my wife and I like to go to Vintage Talk sometimes and try to find the shittiest movies, and then we watch. I believe, honestly, I don't remember this one being the worst. I think it's about this guy in Africa trying to run away from zombies or something. I can't remember much, but I don't remember hating it. Was not the worst. Justice League Gods and Monsters, an interesting twist on like a what if story, basically. Or it's like a different universe. But yeah, no, I like it because it's, instead of Superman, it's Zod's son. And God, I can't remember the whole movie, but I do remember liking it. Like I said, I collect most of these DC movies. Prisoners, beautifully well done, depressing ass movie. I can't even remember why I decided to buy this, but I did buy it, I believe, when it first came out, 2013. So, going into my last year of high school, I remember I was wanting to open up my intake of movies to, you know, more serious things, and this was just the most crazy shit I had watched. I love it. A great movie. Just, it's kind of depressing. Live, Die, Repeat, Edge of Tomorrow, All You Need Is Kill, whatever. Great sci-fi movie. I'm honestly not a fan of Tom Cruise, but God, did I like him in this movie. He did a good job. Emily Blunt. It's funny that it's based off a manga, but it's just such a fun, you know, Groundhog Day action alien movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and it's definitely one of the movies I usually ask my wife if we can rewatch once a year. War for the Planet of the Apes. So funny, glad that they're finally making a 4th movie, or a new trilogy, I guess, continuing from this. But, which they said it's supposed to be Caesar's son, but it doesn't kind of make sense, because that would imply it's only been not that long, but then it looks like it's been hundreds, if not thousands of years. So this movie is good. When it says War for the Planet of the Apes, I was anticipating a Lord of the Rings epic battle, which there really isn't. This is definitely I can't remember what you call it. Something song. Swan song? Not that. I don't know. Basically, the closing finale. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes to me felt more of War for the Planet of the Apes, but this is a good movie. I think watching all 3 is the best way to watch any one of these movies. The cat's helping me out. The Suicide Squad, much better than the Suicide Squad without the, but great characters. Knows how to basically shuffle between comedy and emotional storytelling. They do a good job. And so, I don't know if this is its own thing or if it's part of the DC EU or whatever, if they're going to continue or not. Hopefully we get more. Leviathan, another 80s monster movie. Peter Weller. I love movies like this. I mean, it's basically Alien under the ocean, you know, except for the fact that it assimilates. Well, I guess it's like the thing then. It assimilates other humans into its body and just becomes this gross blob fish monster. I love it. Horror, 80s. Can't go wrong there. No Country for Old Men, a classic. I love this movie. God, coin toss scene, absolute favorite. This is another slow burn movie that I just, oh God, it's so tense. And no spoilers, but there's a part in the movie where you're like, what? Oh, okay, damn. It does not hold back, I'll tell you that. Zack Snyder's Justice League. I love it. 4 hours long. I think it's awesome to watch. The original was meh, but yeah, I'm glad that this came out. Also for physical media, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Wish we could have gotten more, but we all know that won't be happening. Transformers: Dark of the Moon. Classic. Saw this in theaters when it first came out. Was so dark and serious and lessened the jokes. It was honestly good to see them taking it more seriously. They brought in Shockwave, but they didn't really do anything with them. I wish we could have gotten the closure arc for Michaela, but Megan Fox's character, but sadly we know how that went, unfortunately. Transformers Age of Extinction. Chinese propaganda, cough cough. This is definitely guilty pleasure for me. I really can't stand this movie, but there's something about when I watch it that I'm just like, this is such a stupid fun time. And as most people know, this is the movie with the very, very creepy Romeo and Juliet law scene. Didn't need that in my Transformers movie. Didn't need that in really any movie. Overlord. Everyone was like, this is a Cloverfield spinoff. No, it isn't. But it is a fantastic, fun Nazi zombie movie. You would think a movie like this would be absolute hot garbage. It is really good. Really enjoyable. I showed it to my wife's family and they all loved it. I can't recommend this enough. It's a classic Nazi zombies movie. Go watch it. 28 Weeks Later, not as good as 28 Days Later, but to me still very, very good. I don't know if people dislike this movie or not, but I mean, I thought it was great. It's a more action-y, but that's not inherently a problem. So, not bad. Not bad at all. Jeremy Renner's in it. Deathstroke, Knights and Dragons. I'm gonna be real. I don't remember anything from this movie. I do like the Deathstroke character, so I hope this was good. I don't remember. There was a really creepy, I can't remember. There was one of, I think it's the Teen Titans versus the Justice League. Or Teen Titans, the Judas Contract, and Deathstroke has a pedo relationship with some girl. It's really fucking weird. Batman Assault on Arkham. I remember this one being good. It takes place in the Arkham universe. Just a little side story with the Suicide Squad, which, yeah. Right. Arkham Asylum. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Not too bad. You know, if you're a fan of the Arkham games, might as well give it a watch. Thor: The Dark World. So now here's a hot take. I thoroughly enjoy this movie. Everyone says it's the worst MCU movie ever. Everyone shits on it. I love it. I don't know. I like that they calmed it down on the jokes and shit and tried to make it a little bit more serious. I don't know. I mean, obviously the villain is bland, but people, it's weird. They like to really focus in on how bland the villain was. It's like, most of the MCU villains are fucking bland, but whatever. I don't know. I enjoyed it. You know, to each their own, whatever. If you hate it, you hate it. If you like it, you like it. Spider-Man No Way Home. Not a bad movie. Kind of annoyed at all the people who are like, oh my god, it's so good. It's nostalgia bait 100%. If it wasn't for the nostalgia bait, how good of a movie would it really be? And Doctor Strange being stupid as fuck in this movie. But yeah, not a bad watch. 100% nostalgia factor, a good watch. Aliens vs. Predator double feature. So it's the first one and the second one. The first one, honestly, I do enjoy. I like the idea. It's a little odd on some parts. Like, okay, so the Wayland guy looks like the other Wayland guy. Weird, even though it's like a couple hundred years. But whatever. The second one, I would say, is a guilty pleasure, but barely. It's a full-on just stupid slasher movie. I love the Wolf Predator, but it's just so dumb and so teenage angst movie. Just, you know, it's like, what were you thinking? And obviously, if you know that movie, you'll know the whole, it's so fucking dark. You literally can't, like, you will have to watch it at night and make sure all lights are off to even remotely be like, okay, all right, I can basically see what's going on. Deadpool 2, super duper cut. I loved it. Yeah, I love the first one and the second one. I think they did a good job on both, and it's good that it can be its self-contained thing and not feel it doesn't rely really on like other things. It's its own self-contained thing, and I can really appreciate that they did that. Here, let me. Oh. Parasite. Definitely not what I was expecting, but it was good. I loved it. It's such a weird ass movie. I don't know if it's supposed to be about classism and stuff, but weird. I know there was that one guy that freaked out about it winning some award, but wasn't bad. Wasn't bad to me. It, the remake, not bad. Not a bad movie. I like it. I didn't really give a shit for the second one. I can't remember if I bought the second one, but yeah, not bad. You know, spooky enough, gory, and I don't know, a fine watch. Which, okay, it felt like the movie was out of the case. Just had to check on that. A Quiet Place, a good alien movie. Obviously, there's some scenes where you're like, you know, because you gotta be quiet, but we can scream by the loud ass waterfall. But the aliens don't come to the waterfall. I'm like, well, if they're attracted to noise, wouldn't they always be by the waterfall? If they're that stupid where it's all just about noise, but, you know, whatever, like suspension of disbelief. But yeah, nice twists, nice turns, especially that beginning, Jesus. And, not bad. So I got this at Goodwill forever ago. It was $1. I've never watched this movie. I need to. I would love to know if it's good or not. I just need to find a time, I guess, to sit down and watch it. I know he gets stranded on Mars and has to survive like X amount of days. But one day I will watch it. Guardians of the Galaxy 1, a classic, really changed up the MCU for everyone. I had no idea who these characters were until I watched this movie, and watching this movie, it became my favorite MCU movie at the time. And to this day, I think still holds up. Sadly, I think this was a little bit of the problem of turning emotional scenes into haha jokes. So that kind of sucks, but whatever. It's still good. Assassin's Creed. So I enjoyed this movie. I think it was a relatively good balance of the assassin story and the human story. Maybe we could have gotten a little bit more of the assassin side, but I mean, it felt like the old games where they kind of, you know, you'd be playing the assassins and then boom, takes you back to Desmond. Boom, takes you back to Desmond. So, I didn't think it was too bad. I mean, could have been a lot better, of course, but didn't think it was the worst. A lot of people fucking hated this movie, though. A lot of people. Creature from the Black Lagoon, a classic monster movie. Love it. Crazy that they just had a dude in the costume swimming in the fucking ocean or lake, whatever. I'd be so scared to drown. But yeah, digitally restored in high definition, 1950s. Classic monster movie. Mandy. I'll be honest, I haven't watched this yet. I bought it whenever it came out on DVD, and I've never watched it, but looks like a crazy-ass Nick Cage movie, so there's another one I need to watch. I hope this isn't a recurring theme where a lot of these I haven't watched. Ninja Assassin. I love this movie. It's so fucking stupid and so just dumb, but I watched it growing up, and it's just a fun, stupid movie. I can't hate most of these movies. Avengers, the first Avengers movie. I think I haven't rewatched it in a while, but obviously I love it. I think they did a good job. Everything was so equally balanced and really set the stage for future team-up movies. Weird that they show these four, but they don't show Jeremy Renner, you know, Hawkeye or Black Widow. It's just kind of funny. Kind of implying these are the main four Avengers. Chronicle, great found footage mixed with superhero origin movie. Superhero and villain origin. I think they did a phenomenal job. I think this guy also tried to make the Fantastic Four reboot, which I have not watched, but apparently it sucked asshole. So, yeah. Director's cut. Ooh, I can't remember which one I've seen the theatrical for sure. But, so good. So good. Halo Legends. Is a movie in here? Oh shit. Movie's gone. I need to find where that went, but yeah, Halo Legends. If I remember, this is the. It's very meh. It's one of those like animated shorts with different stories. It's just okay, you know, just very in the middle. X-Men Apocalypse, great, fun movie. I wish they would have done a little bit more with Apocalypse, but it feels like an ending realistically, honestly. And then they made Dark Phoenix, and it kind of, yeah, like, okay, but Psylocke, they didn't really do anything with her. They, yeah, not bad. Oscar Isaac as Apocalypse, I enjoyed. Starship Troopers Invasion is not the worst, but very just, their characters are as fucking stereotypical and flat as possible. Basically just like ha 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 ha, you know, like I'm the broody quiet guy. Oh, I'm the haha nerd. Oh, I'm the woman who's okay being topless around men. Ha ha ha. Just so I watch it every now and then just because I like Starship Troopers, but very I feel like you gotta be a fan to want to buy this fucking movie. X-Men The Last Stand. Very just guilty pleasure, maybe. If that, it's just so bleh. Just bleh. Brightburn, love this movie. Watched it when it came out. A great, you know, turn of, you know, the Superman origins, basically. And never got a sequel. Would love to see like a world building movie in this world. Thoroughly enjoyed it though. It's a neat, very neat idea. Feast. Oh my god, I remember seeing a trailer for this when I was, oh my god, like literally in like middle school, elementary school. But executive producers Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, and Chris Moore. What the fuck? Just a dumb monster movie at a bar with just the worst characters, but just your average goofy monster movie coming in, trapped in a building movie. The costumes though for the monsters were very, very good. That's definitely where probably most of the budget went. Interstellar, great movie. I don't really watch movies with Matthew McConaughey, but goddamn is this movie so good. So good. So emotional. Get you definitely in tears, I'll tell you that. Alrighty, so next one. Thor, the original Thor. This is popping out here. Not a bad movie, you know, it was, I feel like it was the pre-MCU, but maybe it was already acquired by Disney, but this was in that strange beginning era where it was kind of like introducing the characters. Maybe they'll hint at things, but it's an alright movie. It's, to me, it did the reverse of what a movie usually does, which is usually like first act, second act, third act, the action gets more intense. But it has a crazy ass cool opening, and then it's just really slow until the very end where it's kind of like, okay, it's them against one giant robot. Okay, like, okay. Toho Godzilla Collection, Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla 2, Godzilla versus Space Godzilla. Okay, so I do have that. So these are full nostalgia for me. I love these 90s Godzilla movies. The design of Mechagodzilla 2 to this day is my favorite, even more than the Kiryu. Yeah, Godzilla Rodan, Mechagodzilla, and then God, I cannot remember that one's name. I do like that design too, but Space Godzilla with Baby Godzilla. I enjoyed it very much. Ah, yes, RoboCop. Classic sci-fi movie. This is, I showed it to my wife. It's so funny how much she loves it too. Just the pinnacle fucking sci-fi dystopian future movie. It doesn't take itself too seriously and is like a perfect spoof. Snow White and the Huntsman. So I feel like I won this at some kind of thing. I can't remember. I've never watched it. I don't really care for movies like this, but maybe it's good. Who knows? Final Fantasy Advent Children Complete. So I think I've watched this. I'm not the biggest Final Fantasy person. I actually have never played Final Fantasy VII. So, yeah, I have no clue. Kung Fu Hustle. I fucking love this movie. There is something about this movie. It is just the craziest shit ever. Where it's definitely like a comedy, but it has the most craziest, unrealistic. It's like an anime, but done correctly. I highly recommend people go watch this. It's awesome. It's great. Halloween 2018, I would say, is actually my favorite Halloween movie, besides the non-Michael Myers Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. I really like this movie. I like it more than the original. It's great. I loved it. Michael Myers is terrifying. The cinematography, everything was just good. Sleepaway Camp. To me, this is a lot of people talk about this being their like favorite movie ever. Horror-wise. It was pretty good. The twist is definitely like, oh, okay. But then it just ends, and you're like, huh, okay then. I definitely didn't see it coming, but it's something else. Halloween Kills extended cut. Terrible movie. It's got some cool kills, but God, is it just the most annoying. It's crazy how you go from the 2018 one to this, where it just starts getting so fucking goofy for what feels like no reason, honestly. Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift. I think this is the only Fast and the Furious I own, because it's actually about the only enjoyable one, honestly, for me. Not bad. I don't know what more to say about it. It's your typical Fast and the Furious movie. Split. So I remember seeing this in theaters, and I was like, oh, a new creepy M. Night Shyamalan movie, cool. And then you see the twist, you're like, oh, okay, well that opens up some doors. And obviously James McAvoy always does a good job in his acting. Seriously good acting in this one. Okay, so I guess the next pile, Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning. So I want to say I've watched this. I can't remember. I tried doing a marathon, but I know it's a prequel. I don't remember, honestly. Captain America: The Winter Soldier, one of my favorite MCU movies. Might be my top MCU movie, actually. This movie is fucking solid as its own thing, and just a good movie. They did such a good job. I could rewatch this any day because of how good it is. Black Klansman. I have not watched this. Hey, that's the guy from The Creator. Hopefully he has more emotion in this movie, but yeah, I have not seen this movie. I know it's based on a true story. I really need to watch it because I have a lot of movies made about historical people and stuff, so I really need to get to it. Blade 1, 2, and 3. I love Blade 1, Blade 2. I think Blade 2 is my favorite. Blade 3 just went off the deep end, and it's just so boring. Nothing about it is really enticing. But yeah, Blade 2, Blade 2 is my fave. Cloud Atlas. It's crazy. I was so hyped for this movie when I was in high school and never watched it until like 2 months ago. And I liked it a lot. Now, is it weird? Definitely, where they could have just, because it's about reincarnation. It's like, well, they could have just hired a different actor to be the reincarnation, but instead they put the same actors in different ethnicity makeup, which is weird, but I don't think there's anything super racist or anything about it. It's just, I get what they were trying to do. The execution was just probably not as good as they were saying, but I enjoyed it. Very interesting movie. Godzilla, King of the Monsters. I like this movie a lot. Obviously, the main girl, the girl from Stranger Things, her mom in this movie, stupid as fuck. Like, I don't know how she can be a scientist like that. And they're like, oh my god, she's so smart. We can't do this without her. And then she's literally dumb as fucking, I don't know. I don't even know if a goldfish would be this stupid. But she's very, very dumb. Besides that part, I do like seeing King Ghidorah and Godzilla fight, and Rodan, and Mothra. I liked it. I know it got really bad reviews. I don't know really why, but oh, we got a no cover Blu-ray. What's this? Legion. So this is a funny ass movie. I watched that either in middle school or high school. And it is just a goofy ass Angels and Demons. I think I said this about Prince of Darkness, but it's about a group of people trapped in a gas station having a fight. This like horde of hell. while also fighting an angel. It's just it's a funny movie. I guess you could say it's a guilty pleasure. A Star is Born. Now, this is a pretty depressing movie, but very, very good. Very well done. I usually don't have movies like this in my collection, but damn, it hits. It hits pretty intensely. And The Mouth of Madness. I like this one a lot. My wife absolutely hated it. Yeah, I just feel like it's a trippy, mind-bending movie. It's John Carpenter. I really can't hate any of his movies. I'm trying to think if I do dislike any of his movies, but I don't think so. Godzilla 2014. Great movie, except for they shouldn't have killed Bryan Cranston off. If they did, it should have been towards the end. I just don't know why they killed him close to the beginning. Just such a wasted character potential. Because they kept showing him in all the trailers. You're like, oh yeah, this is going to be a good dynamic. It's him and his son. Nope, kill his ass off. Now it's just him. Kind of a weak main character. Looper. I remember also watching this in theaters when it came out. Which one was that? 2012. Gosh, yeah, that was high school years. I really like this movie. Yeah, I don't know. It's a fun time travel hunting movie, I guess. Hunting a person. You know, he's hunting his future self and learning more about himself and the overarching main villain of the movie. Mimic 123. So I believe I've seen all these. I think I didn't care for Mimic 2, but I liked the first one, and I believe oh, sorry, I've got this bad cough. I believe the third one I really enjoyed. I think it takes place in like a hotel. I remember really liking that one. But interesting sci-fi movie. If I remember correctly, yeah, a film by Guillermo del Toro, the first one at least. So, yeah, there is that aspect. The Revenant with DiCaprio, liked it a lot. I know people like to say it's like based on a true story, but yeah, inspired by true events. A lot of it is obviously dramatized for Hollywood. Basically, from what I had read up, which maybe what I was reading could be wrong too, is basically like there was a guy who did get attacked by a bear and lived. And that's about as far as that goes. So, I'm curious to know how much of that is true and how much of it is false. Kingsglaive, a Final Fantasy 15 movie. I like this movie a lot. It's weird because I feel like this should have kind of been incorporated into the game as like DLC, but whatever, I guess. Because there's a lot of cutscenes in the game where I feel like you're skipping something and you're like, well, I feel like I'm missing something. And they're like, the king's dead. But yeah, I like it. Interesting animation. It's not too CGI. I think it's done pretty well. Rise of the Planet of the Apes. I like this movie. The trilogy, because I've done War already, but yeah, the trilogy is just so well done where each movie feels like its own self-contained thing. The first one, obviously, is the Rise of the Apes, and you know, the relationship between James Franco's character and Caesar. And then the second one is about the apes and humanity. And then the third one is basically the end to that. So I really enjoy this trilogy for doing a good job of feeling different every movie. Predators. I would say this is probably my favorite Predator movie of all of them, honestly. I absolutely enjoyed this one. Yes, it takes quite a bit from the original Predator movie, but I just love the world, the characters, the idea, the super predators. There's the Berserker Predator and the Falconer Predator. the tusk predator. It's just so different. Attack the Block. This is a fun one. A fun little like street gang versus aliens in London, I believe. But you almost like hate all these kids. Like they're kind of like assholes that you want to really hate. But then you realize like, okay, no, like they are assholes. Like they're gang kids, but they're also willing to protect their apartment building from aliens because they give a shit about the people in there for the most part. So yeah, I don't know how many people haven't seen this, but yeah, it's a fun one. Silent Hill, the original movie, to me, fucking great. I truly believe this guy encapsulated as best as he could the original Silent Hill game, and I think he did a good job. And also this collector's edition artwork is badass, but I really think he did a good job. Like I think there were people complaining, but God, I loved it. The second one was fucking garbo, but this one was great. Disturbia, classic early 2000s movie. Very tense, very quick, gets to the point, but God, this is a classic. And then when you hear Lonely Day from System of a Down, the nostalgia hits so hard. Mobile Suit Gundam Thunderbolt December Sky. I really like this one. Apparently, there's like 8 episodes before this or something. They did like an anime. I'm not entirely sure. Sticker on here. I've only seen this and Bandit Flower, so maybe I am missing some episodes. But this and Bandit Flower, this is my favorite one. The weird, like, jazz-obsessed guy who fights while listening to jazz is interesting. It's just a nice story. And then you see I can't remember what this... Oh, yeah, Thunderbolt. Yeah. Not bad. The second one, it changes so much where you're like, okay. Double feature, Battle Los Angeles and Lockout. I love both of these movies. Battle Los Angeles is both dumb and yet visceral and great. It feels fun because the aliens, you know what, it reminds me of District 9. The aliens have this technology to basically space warp to our planet, but they really have no military technology. So it's very, very like minuscule shit that they have to use on the ground and like some aerial fighters, nothing crazy. So it feels I wouldn't say fair, but like such a ground war cool thing to watch the Marines go against. And Lockout, I liked it because it's just literally go to a prison. If I remember correctly, it's go to a prison and get someone out. Futuristic thriller about a renegade CIA agent who is betrayed by his government and sentenced to 30 years frozen in a cryonic chamber 50 miles above Earth. The only way to avoid serving time is a suicide mission. Overcome a gang of ruthless prisoners and rescue the president's daughter. Yeah, okay. I remember enjoying it. I've only seen it the one time. I really need to watch it again. Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. God, do I love this movie. Tim Burton presents a Timur Bekmambetov film. This is a fun one. This is just a fun time. This is literally your friend being like, dude, what if in like 300 years ago, it turns out there were vampires hunting Abraham Lincoln. It's just a good time. I'm pretty open with my movies, like, you know, I'm willing to watch pretty much anything. Oh, classic. H.P. Lovecraft's Dagon. This movie, oh man, this is my wife and I's one of our all-time favorite movies. Just I mean, to me, it gives me Resident Evil 4 vibes. It's this couple end up on the coastline of this deserted town, and there's weird people, like a cult, and they're trying to figure out what's going on. But boy, oh boy, it's just such a good, creepy movie. you know? And they don't really have to rely on gore or anything to be like, ooh, look how spooky we are. It's good. It's good. Equalizer with Denzel Washington. So I haven't seen Equalizer 2 or 3. I really would like to, but I really did like this one. It was such a simple premise. I hadn't ever seen, I think there's a previous show, but I just love the idea of like, I mean, maybe it's common, but you know, he's an ex-CIA agent or whatever, and he's trying to quit, but then someone needs his help, so he's like, alright, I'm gonna invest my whole time. And he kind of has a superpower, it almost seems, but, you know, you be the judge of that when you watch it. V for Vendetta. Another good one. I can't really say anything negative about this. Perfectly paced. Good dialogue. Nothing feels forced. Obviously, very political movie, but done correctly, in my opinion. Night of the Creeps. Now, this is a fun one. This is like a zombie movie, basically. Kinda, but God, you watch the very beginning scene, you're like, hold on, what fucking movie am I watching? And then you're like, oh, okay, that just, alright. And then you see at the very end too, you're like, that has really nothing to do with anything, but alright. Yeah, fun 80s, like, zombie movie, basically. I can't remember how I found out about it, but yeah, it was very interesting. Ghost in the Shell, the American remake. I liked it. I liked it a lot. Obviously, you know, as a side note, there was all the people getting mad saying Scarlett Johansson is a white and shouldn't be playing Major, but at the same time, Major was just a robot with a robot face, and she kind of looked like a mix between like a white Asian, so, you know, whatever. And you can watch that video where they ask Japanese people what they think, and they're like, oh, it looks cool. Like, no one cares. No one gives a shit. But, yeah, it was just a fun little thing. I think they did a fine job. They changed a couple things, but for a movie format, obviously for a wide audience, I can see why they did it. Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2. So, I love Evil Dead 2. Evil Dead, the first one is, you know, it's fine. Evil Dead 2 to me is where it's at. All-time favorite Evil Dead property. I guess there's not too much, but I love it. Dread. Fantastic movie. God, I fucking hate the Sylvester Stallone version. I love this movie. And it's just sad that it flopped financially, so they were like, nope, nothing. Because, dude, Carl Urban as Judge Dredd works so well. And they could have even, I don't know, maybe changed the uniform a little bit, but it's such a grounded, good movie. And it's so simple, too. It's basically just another day in the life of Judge Dredd. Nothing more. Nothing, you know, there's no world-ending stakes, nothing. Batman The Dark Knight Returns. So, I can't remember if I had 2 parts or not, but yeah, this is a good ass one. Fighting Superman, the Joker coming back, all of it, like an old man Batman story. Classic. Here, I'm gonna move these. Here. Alien Covenant. I did not like this movie. I don't know what the hell Ridley Scott was thinking, because I love Prometheus and he did such a good job, and then he's like, I'm just going a generic alien slasher. Like, at one point there's like people in a shower and they're getting murdered by the alien. You're like, what are you doing here? You know, what is this? Super 8. I love this movie. Such a good twist on the creepy alien loose story. When you figure out like why the alien, the motivations of the alien. Pumpkinhead. So I've never seen the other ones, but I do like this one. It's as simple as a premise can honestly be, which is, you know, a vengeful spirit being summoned to take the lives of someone who did something to the main character, basically. Snake Eyes. I have not seen this. I was really hyped to watch it, and then I just never watched it, but I definitely need to watch it. I think this is another one people got upset because I think Snake Eyes is supposed to be white. I think, or he was white, and then they rewrote it where he's Asian. I mean, whatever. I guess, you know, you never fucking see his face in any of the other movies or anything. So, Annihilation. Now here's a good one. Slow burn, but so creepy. Just takes the sci-fi, all like weird world-changing event into something so eerie. I liked it. I think all the actress, whatever, did a good job. Hellraiser and Hellraiser Hellbound. So I don't really remember Hellbound, but I do obviously like the first Hellraiser. The new one that came out, I can't remember if it's its own thing, like a remake, whatever, on Hulu. I like that one a lot. I think they did a good job. I know there's like 10 of these movies, so I just need to find the time to sit through it, and I don't know if I want to put myself through that, honestly. X-Men First Class, beautifully well done origin movie. Sucks that they just kept it going and like kind of didn't have a full idea of what to do, but yeah. This is when I really was like, okay, Michael Fassbender is a badass actor. He's phenomenal. Letters from Iwo Jima, depressing ass movie about World War II. I can't remember if this is based on necessarily a true story, but just kind of like more of an idea of what it was there. But this and Flags of Our Fathers is basically the same movie, but this is from the Japanese side. And, God, it's depressing as fuck. Watchmen Director's Cut, great movie. A lot of people shit on it, but now I think people are kind of opened up to it more, but maybe it's because they like The Boys, but Boys is more of a comedy. This is just more brooding. But when you read the comic book, it's basically what the comic book was. It was fucking depressing. So I absolutely love Watchmen. I think Zack Snyder did a wonderful job. X-Men Days of Future Past, The Road Cut. So Days of Future Past is definitely my favorite of the origin movies. The Road Cut is nice because it definitely makes more sense. Adds a little bit more to the story in a good way. And everything is just, I mean, the Sentinels, God, the beginning with the future Sentinels, just absolute terrifying. Great movie. Most of these movies are going to be a great movie. The Thing, 2011. Sad that they couldn't use the practical effects that they did. I think it would have helped a lot. The studio wanted all CGI, and you were supposed to see like an alien pilot thing in the ship, but they changed that to that stupid ass block Jenga thing. A lot of potential wasted, sadly, and it's an okay movie. It's just kind of mid with what the studio decided. So this, The Thing, 1982, my favorite John Carpenter movie, my favorite sci-fi horror movie. This may actually be the very first Blu-ray I ever bought. I think it may be, and this was at Quail Springs Mall in Edmond, Oklahoma, at a store called Sun Coast. It is no longer there. It has not been there in a long time, but I swear to God, this was my first movie ever. And I was like 13. And the guy just let me buy it. And I was like, thank you. Because, you know, I was always like, oh, I heard that movie with the damn snowman, with the, you know, the guy in the jacket. Oh, like it's supposed to be scary. And he let me buy it. And God, I just fell in love with it ever since then. But yeah, I think this is my first Blu-ray I ever bought. Reanimator, a good one. I haven't seen the other two, but such a freaky, like, H.P. Lovecraft, which I think it might be one of his stories, but yeah, Herbert West Reanimator. Okay, yeah. So good. So fucking weird. Color Out of Space. This is a interesting one, but kind of gets like, Like, you know, I know everyone's on the Nicolas Cage hype, which he does a good job, but it was okay, you know? It was cool, but eh. Wanted. Now, this is a good action movie. James McAvoy, good as always. Just a very interesting idea. I remember playing the Xbox 360 game. I wish I still had it. That was loads of fun. I think my case broke, though, sadly. So I've just kind of left it because I really don't want to get rid of the case. Yeah, I need to honestly figure out if I can fix this somehow with some kind of glue or something. Saving Private Ryan, a classic war movie. Fantastic. I try to get my wife to watch this with me again, but she does. It makes her sad. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. 1917. I can't remember if I watched this one or not. I think I have. God, I might be wrong. I'm kind of zoning out here. I think I've seen it. I remember it being pretty good. I think because it had like a one-shot scene or something. You watch so many movies, it just gets to a point where you're like, oh my God, maybe I don't remember. Transformers the movie. Classic movie. Very, very derpy and goofy. The year is 2005. But yeah, Unicron, the voice, everything. Awesome, awesome movie. Rodimus Prime. Bumblebee. This is brought life back into the Transformers movie after the garbage that was The Last Night. This movie's so well done. So good just being its own thing. Great emotion, great action, characters, a solid Transformers movie, solid movie in general. Man of Steel. So this is an interesting one because I liked it when I first watched it, and all this time I thought I liked it, but rewatching it, I was kind of bored. Just very, I don't know. Just definitely didn't like it as much as I used to. Gran Torino. This is a good one. I've liked this since I was a kid. It's just such a satisfying story. I mean, I guess you could say it's about overcoming racism, but it's like a racist Korean war vet living in a mostly minority neighborhood, like, who doesn't really like Asians or, you know, other ethnicities, but then slowly starts coming around after an incident to the Korean family next to him. Terminator Anthology. So I think this is all of them except Dark Fate. Yeah. So I like the first Terminator movie. Terminator 2, I mean, you know, same thing. Rise of the Machines is very, very goofy, but I can sit through it. I love Terminator Salvation. Everyone says that Terminator 2 Judgment Day is like the best action movie ever, and I just don't understand that statement. But, you know, I'm not really nostalgic for this movie. I didn't grow up with it, so maybe there's, you know, rose-tinted glasses, or I don't know. Maybe, who knows? But, yeah. Batman Beyond the Complete Series. A great, awesome series. And the discs are falling out. Actually, I'm looking at the... Okay. For a second, I was worried that the discs were cracked. But it looks like there's some kind of... Oh, it's just see-through. Thank the Lord. But yeah, great series. And this was like, I got on sale for like $40 at Walmart, so I couldn't really pass that up. Tobe Hooper's The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This is the classic original. Very, very good. Very creepy. Very horrifying. And I got this cool steelbook. A lot of these steelbooks I got from Best Buy. They were having a... when did I buy this? A couple of years ago? They were just having a bunch of sales. So I was like, fuck it, dude. I'll just buy the steelbook. Spiral from the Book of Saul. Cool steelbook. This movie's okay. You know, I can appreciate that they tried something different. I just am annoyed by the new Jigsaw voice and how easy it was to figure out who the new Jigsaw was. End of Watch. A good, like, what is it? Camera, whatever you want to call that. POV, police story. Very, very good. A silent voice. Good anime movie. Some heavy topics. Not bad at all. About bullying and other things that I will not spoil. Belko Experiment. Have I watched this? I've either watched this or the other one that's like it was Steven Yeun. Where it's like, yeah, office people got it. Yeah, okay. Not bad. Evangelion 1.11, You Are Not Alone. So these rebuild movies are pretty good. By the end, it gets really fucking dumb. I couldn't stand it, but you know what? That's just me. Hellboy 2, The Golden Army, my fave. God, I wish they had made a third one. Don't know why they didn't. Oh, so good. Such a good movie. 13 Assassins. This is a good Japanese movie. When was it made? Because it definitely feels like it was like a older movie, but I think it was actually like 2013. I don't know, but yeah, good Japanese movie. Daybreakers. I'd watched this in middle school and loved it. To me, it's a fun, great vampire movie. I don't know, I didn't look at the reviews for this, but I like it. It's it's the vampires have already won basically, and there's barely any humans left. I like that aspect. The Raven. Not bad. Yeah, Stop a Serial Killer. Yeah, okay. Very interesting, very unique. Is it PG-13 or R? Yeah, it's R. Okay. Yeah, I like it, and the ending kind of alludes to the real death of Edgar Allan Poe and the mystery behind it. Blood Quantum. This wasn't a bad movie. It was just kind of meh, honestly. To me, it was very, I like that it's, it's all like Native American heritage actors, but it was just, to me, just so meh and just kind of all over the place, really. Predestination, I'd say probably my favorite time travel movie. This movie is trippy AF, beyond belief. Like, super. And God, every person I've showed it to, they're just like, yo, what the fuck? Batman Bad Blood. I think this one wasn't too bad. It just kind of shows the Batman family. The problem, in my opinion, with the original DC New 52 animated line is they kept making Batman movies, but then they wouldn't do anything else, really. It's just like, why? Push. It was one of those, I think they were trying to make a superhero movie. It's not bad. I like the idea that there's kind of gangs and organizations for each kind of superpower, and they're trying to stop this crazy guy that can kind of make anyone do anything. Yeah, has a early 2000s feel, I will tell you that. Shape of Water, I liked it. Not really always into romance movies, but it's an interesting twist on romance movie. A Guillermo del Toro film. Yep. Everyone kept saying it was Abe Sapien from Hellboy, which he looks a little similar. Army of Darkness is so stupid. I'm not saying that's bad, but it's so stupid compared to how I was hoping it'd be. I was hoping it'd be taken a little bit more serious. I mean, it's like pure goof, like 100%. It's kind of rough. The Blob, a classic 80s monster movie. Love it. Oh, what is her name? The girl, Shawnee Smith. It's crazy because I was like, when I watched this, I was like, oh, she looks like the lady from Saw, but it's gotta be like her mom or something. But no, I mean, that's her. It's kind of crazy. I guess she ages real slow, but yeah, fantastic monster movie. I think there's a sequel, but I'd have to verify that. Halloween 2. So I bought this because I was like, you know what? I've never seen it, so fuck it. Let's just buy it. It's okay. The ending is awesome, but then it makes you wonder how he was able to come back to life. But this is the one where they're like, he's Laurie's brother. And that whole fucking can of worms. Independence Day, obviously I'll watch it every July 4th. It's a fun time, goofy, definitely a 90s product, but I don't know, it's it's a good film movie. Nightcrawler, fantastic acting from Jake Gyllenhaal. Creepy movie. He's fucking creepy in this movie, but it's so good, just so unhinged. One of my favorite sci-fi movies of all time, Pacific Rim. You really just can't beat giant robots fighting giant aliens, made by Guillermo del Toro. You know, you feel the weight of the robots. Everything to me is aesthetically pleasing. The cinematography, the characters are a little goofy, but I think he did a wonderful job, which shows because the second one is god awful. And a lot of people are like, oh, well, maybe the missing link was Guillermo. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, classic first movie. I've seen Across the Spider-Verse. It's good. I'm waiting for part 2, obviously. But yeah, this definitely kind of refreshed the superhero genre to not be so bland and corporate. Green Room, very, very disturbing, depressing ass movie. Anton Yelchin, Patrick Stewart as a neo-Nazi. Oh my god. There's Imogen Poots. I'm not sure who that is, but I feel like I've heard that name. But man, talk about just a visceral, like, ooh, god-like movie. The Road, another depressing ass movie. But I do love it a lot. God, this movie does not let up on just being so fucking depressing. But to me, it's just so well done. The Amazing Spider-Man 2. It's alright. They fumbled the bag a lot. They should have just done Electro as the villain and set up, or honestly, maybe not even Electro. They could have just done Green Goblin. Just do one. Don't introduce 3 fucking villains and then do nothing with basically 2 of them. One is the last boss, and then one is like the credit stinger. It's just poorly done, sadly. The Amazing Spider-Man was not too bad. I like the idea of the lizard. I think they did a good job with the design and stuff. Would I watch it again? Probably more than the second one. Joker. Now here is a good movie, but if you say that, everyone thinks you're fucking mentally ill or alt-right or something. But yeah, I like Joker a lot. I think it was well done. Not super excited for Joker 2 because I think it could have just been a one-off movie, but whatever. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, I believe, Jessica Biel. I'm pretty sure I remember liking this. I mean, it's about as standard as you'd think for a Texas Chainsaw movie. Scary stories to tell in the dark. I really like this movie, and damn, does it have a depressing ass ending that's barely hopeful. But it's spooky. What is it? PG? Yeah, for PG-13, it's really not lighthearted. It's pretty damn sad. And just like with Creature from the Black Lagoon, we have The Invisible Man. I really love this movie. I had not seen this. I bought it and then watched it with my wife. She had already seen it, but yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. 1933. Damn. Renewed 1961. Holy shit. Iron Man 3. I do not like this movie. I guess, you know, the whole thing's like, well, if you don't like it, you hate when people do things differently. It's like, I don't like that the trailer kept teasing the Mandarin. I don't know. It just felt misleading to me. I was like, I was actually excited to finally see the Mandarin in the MCU, and then for it to just be a joke. I was like, oh, okay then. Like, I guess that's cool. Whatever. And then you see the Iron Legion and they all die real fast. Just meh. The Dark Knight trilogy. Yes. So it's interesting because Batman Begins feels very comic booky, and then The Dark Knight feels very real, and then The Dark Knight Rises kind of feels like a mix between the two. And I like all three movies. Tom Hardy as Bane, Cillian Murphy as Scarecrow, Heath Ledger as Joker. I mean, just top tier casting in my opinion. Justice League Dark. I really like this one. They were able to kind of give it more like witchy, magic, dark themes, which are very, very enjoyable. Suicide Squad Hell to Pay. This was a good one. Very good feeling, happy ending for a couple of characters. But the what am I trying to say? The villain B, I guess, when you find out who it is and how it links to another movie, you're like, oh, okay, interesting. So hopefully you would have seen that movie. Okay. The Wolverine. I liked it. I like, the setting in Japan, the Silver Surfer. Not Silver Surfer. The Silver Samurai. Do I wish the Silver Samurai looked a little bit different? Yeah, but I get it. Giant robot. I think it was well done. I think this and Logan are absolutely well done. A classic, Tron. This is also another one of my very, very first Blu-ray purchases. I love Tron Legacy. I can't believe we haven't gotten another Tron property. I know there's Tron Ares coming out. I don't know why it's taken this long. Like, is there really just no love for Tron? I don't know if this is one of those movies where people will watch it now and appreciate it more, but to me, it's artistically so beautiful, and the story was so well done. The soundtrack, oh my god, by Daft Punk. I just don't know why it's been kind of left to the wayside. Captain America: The First Avenger. Not bad. Pretty, standard introduction movie to Captain America. I think everything was well done. I think my least favorite of the Captain America trilogy is Civil War. The Host. This is also one of my first Blu-ray purchases. This movie is great. It's I think everyone knows this director now. I don't want to say his name wrong, but the guy that did Parasite and Snowpiercer. This movie, oh my god, it's such a good monster movie because it's about a father trying to find his daughter who got kidnapped by a fucked up sea creature, and his journey to find his daughter, no matter what. Even though everyone thinks he's just, fucking loser, dumbass. Evangelion 2.22. Like I said, the other ones, they're okay. Gundam Mobile Suit Collection 1. So this is just the TV show. Very good TV show, by the way. Collection 2. Evangelion 3.3.3. Deadpool 1. Classic. This really kind of shook up the superhero stuff and kind of let people know that you can make a rated R superhero movie and it will make a shit ton of money, because these studios are always little babies and they're like, wide audience, money, and it's like, oh, actually you can do that. Book of Eli, a good dystopian future movie, except for when you find out the twist and you're like, okay, well now, okay, superpowers, bro. Judas and the Black Messiah. I have not watched this yet, but I really, really need to. It looks so good, and the actual story of Fred Hampton, man, it's a fucking sad one. So, that's based on the real guy, Fred Hampton. The Creator. So this just came out. Very, very disappointed. It's got a great world that's like, ooh, but God, bland main character. There's no emotional connection between him and this robot kid, and then a switch flips and it's like, oh my God, I love this kid. Like, okay. Warcraft. So I'm not the biggest World of Warcraft fan. I know it to a decent amount. I thought this movie was fun. My wife liked it a lot. We watch it every now and then. I know a lot of the fans were not happy. They were fucking pissed. Terminator Salvation, we've already talked about that one. Fight Club, a classic. I didn't realize I owned it. Yeah. If you haven't seen this yet, and somehow haven't been spoiled, go watch it, because boy, that twist is something else. Brandon Lee, The Crow, great, just punk, like, gothic movie. Really fucking sad what happened to Brandon Lee, unfortunately. Constantine, City of Demons, the movie. So I think this was like a mini series that they just compiled into a movie. I don't remember much, I'm gonna be honest. Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. Now this was the final movie of the New 52 movie run. And boy, was it just gory, intense, and just sad as fuck. So good, but so depressing. Slither. Now this is a good one. I believe it's from James Gunn. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, co-writer and director. Okay, yeah. A fun, creepy alien invasion movie. I strongly recommend you go watch it if you haven't. I watched it way the fuck back in the day, and it was something else. Dragon Ball Z Super Broly. So I don't really give a shit for Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super. But I like Broly as a character, and I like this movie a lot. I haven't seen the other movies. I don't care to. I just like this as its own self-contained thing. Mad Max Fury Road. It's so funny it says that rental. I can't even remember who I got this from, but such a good action movie. The whole movie is an action movie non-stop with good acting, everything. I'm intrigued for the Furiosa movie, but I'm not expecting much. Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Now, this came out this year. A great movie. Super emotional. Such a good kind of like closing chapter. Way better than Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I fucking hated that movie. And I've not really liked any MCU property stuff lately. So this was such a good relief. Oppenheimer. This also came out this year. This is also a good movie about Oppenheimer. Yeah, 100% go watch. Slumdog Millionaire. I haven't watched this in like 10 years, but God, it's such a good premise. I don't think it's based on any true story or anything, but it's such a unique idea, and I 100% love it. Shaun of the Dead, classic comedy movie for me. I could watch this movie over and over again. It's so good. Emotion, comedy. It knows when to be funny. It knows when to be serious. Very well done. The Town. I didn't give a shit for this movie. I could go my whole life without watching it again. It's just very like, I just didn't give a single shit for it, for any of the characters. It's just so mid. The original Candyman. Yeah, good horror movie. Tony Todd. Boy, is he definitive creepy voice guy. 100%. Prometheus, like I was saying earlier when I was talking about Alien Covenant, I love Prometheus. God, there's just something about it to me that's so relaxing. It's just such a unique world and everything. I hate that they fucked it up with Alien Covenant, dude. Gotham by Gaslight. Batman. Fuck, I don't remember. I think it's Jack the Ripper. Something, the Butcher. I don't remember. Gundam 0080 War in the Pocket. I can't remember if it's a TV show or a movie. But yeah. I have quite a bit of Gundam stuff that I've yet to watch. Maggie. So I have actually not watched this. It's one of my movies. I need to put a pile of movies I have that I haven't watched. I know it's like a zombie movie, so I really need to watch it because I can't imagine Arnold in a kind of like a movie like that. Akira, a classic anime movie, a villain origin movie, I would say. So good. Watched it in theaters. Mobile Suit Gundam, the 08th MS Team. I have not watched this either. I really need to. The Zodiac, great movie, great cast. Yeah, good ass movie. The Evil Dead remake, I think. I liked it a lot. It was super serious, no comedy whatsoever. Very gory, very interesting. Not a bad take, honestly. Not the worst take. So I've already talked about Halloween 2018, but yeah, Halloween 1978. So I bought this actually because I just wanted to fucking buy Halloween 1. But I could not find a Halloween 1 on Blu-ray for less than like $20 fucking. It was ridiculous. But then they have this bullshit where it's a double feature and it was like $2. I was like, fuck it, dude, I'll just buy that. But yeah, Halloween 1, not bad. Not bad at all. Batman Under the Red Hood, a great movie. Jensen Ackles voices Red Hood. Really good. God, when did this come out? Like 2010? Jesus. X2. I think of the original three, I think this is a lot of people's favorites. I do like it quite often. Seeing Nightcrawler and stuff. It's very well done. More of the origins of Wolverine. Day of the Dead. This one is so just like kind of gives you like a nasty just taste in your mouth, like just so gross feeling, but so entertaining and so good. To me, it's very believable, just like everyone being a fucking asshole and stuff. Priest, really dumb, like that 2009-10 era where they're just like, let's just spit out. I mean, there's Carl Urban's in it, but it's so funny. What is this guy's name? I can't remember. I think he's the voice of Jarvis. But they had just, Paul Bettany, they tried putting him in so many things and it just like was not working out. So it's good that he got to be Vision. Mass Effect, Paragon Lost. Nice little story about James Vega from Mass Effect 3. Definitely depressing ending, but a nice little story. I kind of wish it would have just came with the game you know, or it could have been like a DLC mission, something. Rogue One, one of my favorite Star Wars movies. Just so good. Under the Skin. Now, this is a very, very weird one. Kind of a sad ending, I suppose. But, yeah. You know what? Here, let's see what the description says. An alien entity inhabits the earthly form of a seductive young woman who confronts the Scottish highways, the combs, in search of the human prey it is here to plunder. It lures its isolating, forsaken male victims into an otherworldly dimension where they are stripped and consumed. But life, in all of its complexity, starts to change the alien. It begins to see itself as human with tragic and terrifying consequences. Yeah. Not bad. Dunkirk. Very, very good war movie, but it's split into a weird thing, like different time. Like the movie happens at different times, and so it can be confusing on a first watch, I will say. The Gift, I remember watching this in theater, a very just fucking creepy ass movie. Basically it's saying like, oh, remember that one guy you bullied? Well, now he's a fucking weirdo and he's gonna stalk you. Very good. And the ending is definitely like, oh god, I mean, you could figure it out pretty quick in reality by doing a certain thing, but it's just so funny. You're watching it like, oh god, ew. Green Lantern Emerald Knights, so it's just got a few stories. Pretty neat. Nothing special. I do like the Green Lantern character. Okay, so these next movies are going to be all from the same series, but I bought the whole set. Friday the 13th, Part 8. Jason Takes to Manhattan, except he doesn't. Freddy vs. Jason. Good movie, but very stupid. Jason Goes to Hell. God awful. God awful. Jason X. Guilty pleasure, 100%. In the future, Jason in space. Friday the 13th, The New Blood. Jason vs. Carrie. Not too bad. Friday the 13th, Part 6. I don't remember what this is about. Friday the 13th, Part 3, 3D. That's when he actually gets his damn hockey mask. Friday the 13th Remake. Very, very good, but a lot of graphic sex. I don't know if that's a problem, but there's that. Friday the 13th, the final chapter, except it isn't. Friday the 13th bonus material. I have not watched that. Whoopsie. Friday the 13th, Part 2, he's got a bag over his head. Friday the 13th, the first classic twist killer ending, kinda. Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning. Jason is actually not the killer. Twist. Star Wars The Force Awakens. It's okay. Of the newer movies, it was probably the only one I enjoyed. Inception, I like it. I don't want to sit through watching it again, I'll tell you that. I don't know if there's a way to explain that, but yeah. Atlantis the Lost Empire, Milo's Return. I've never seen Milo's Return, but Atlantis the Lost Empire is my fucking fave. My god, such a good movie. Mobile Suit Gundam, Thunderbolt, Bandit Flower. So mediocre. So fucking bleh. Justice League, Throne of Atlantis. Very good. It's kind of funny how people were like, Black Panther. Aquaman copied Black Panther. And realistically, these stories copy each other. But this had come out like 2014, 13. And is basically the plot of the damn Aquaman live action movie, which was way before Black Panther as well. So it's just like, okay, people, like, chill out, bro. Son of Batman, alright story. The Deathstroke. Oh, I thought this was maybe I don't remember. I thought this was the one with the Court of Owls, but I might be wrong. Justice League versus Teen Titans. I like this one. It's a good one with Trigon. Good to see the teams going against each other. Reign of the Supermen. Also another good one after the death of Superman. God's Not Dead 2. So like I said before, my wife and I like to go to Vintage Talk and try to find each other the shittiest movies we can find that we have to watch. And this was one of them. The most fucking funny ass... To try to say that Christianity is under attack in America is a fucking laugh. I'll tell you that. It's a goof. Death of Superman. Another good one. Teen Titans The Judas Contract. This is a good one, but this is the one where I said Deathstroke is kind of a pedophile. I'll do these three together. The Lord of the Rings trilogy. Probably my favorite movies of all time. And of the three, I think my favorite might actually be The Fellowship of the Ring. But, God, the best series ever to be made. X-Men Dark Phoenix. It's... God, I don't know what they were thinking with this one. I don't hate it, but it feels rushed, and it's just kind of... Like, I don't know, just... They ended, in my opinion, on such a high note with Apocalypse that I was like, oh, God, what are you doing with this, man? Princess Mononoke, a classic Ghibli movie. I would say this, Nausicaa, and Castle in the Sky would be my favorite of all time. Avengers Infinity War, one of the best MCU movies ever. Better than Endgame, honestly. So well executed and so well done. The first Venom movie, it's okay. There's actually, what the fuck? God, I haven't fucking touched these movies in so long, but, oh, you know what it is? So there was the tape that you pull to open this. There's like, I need to put Goo Gone or something on it, but Venom, okay, completely underutilized. PG-13 should have been rated R. Van Helsing, this and League of Extraordinary Gentlemen are nostalgia movies 100%. I like this movie a lot with how they depicted vampires and Frankenstein and werewolves. To this day, I think it's still a good time, honestly. Drag Me to Hell. This was a very, very interesting one. No hopeful ending. Very, very just like, you're fucked. Which I guess breaks the norm of how you'd think a movie like that might go. Idle Hands. This is a good one. A horror comedy. Devon Sawa. Seth Green. I think that's the guy from Daredevil. Jessica Alba. So, I thought I saw her in like a comedy or something. But yeah, very, very trippy comedy horror. I like it. Obviously, I bought it. Avengers Endgame. The MCU should have ended here and should not have came back for a good 5 years to give it some time to cool off. Really disgusting that this ended and then they just kept pumping out movies, but not a bad ending. Not as good as Infinity War, but still pretty good. Boondock Saints. So I really liked this when I was a teenager, but growing up and watching it, it's still fine, but it's kind of like very like toilet humor, childish, like, I don't know, just kind of like your friend who peaked in high school wrote it, where I talked about that. Okay, The Usual Suspects. I really like this one. To me, it's definitely a twist ending. Maybe it's more predictable now, but back then, I didn't think so. 9. I don't necessarily like all the Tim Burton stuff, but Timur Beck. There was another one that said the same thing. I can't remember what it said, but yeah, 9. Boy, do I love this movie. So cool. Cabin in the Woods. Definitely a different take on the Cabin in the Woods type story. It's very, very meta, I guess you could say. So, Dead Space Downfall and Dead Space Aftermath. I love Dead Space Downfall. This was also, I may have rebought it because I originally had it on DVD, but God, I remember being in 8th grade and my mom buying it for me from Walmart because I was such a huge Dead Space fan. I love this one. This one, not so much. This one is alright. The animation is fucking dog shit. I don't understand why they keep allowing these dog shit animation studios to do this. Krampus, I saw this also when it came out. This is my Christmas movie. I love this movie. I will watch it on Christmas. It's such a vibe. It's so good. Battle Angel Alita, a very good adaptation of the manga. I pray to God they'll make a sequel one day. I think there's talks of it. Because, I mean, there's nothing really bad with it. Everything looked gorgeous. Everything was well done. Star Trek, and it's funny, I'm filming this on New Year's Eve because this is my New Year's movie, and it has been since I was like 12. I don't know, something about it. It is my New Year's movie, so this will be going in a different pile. I love Star Trek. I love the new Star Trek movies. Even the Into Darkness, the Wrath of Khan remake, whatever. I think they did a good job on all three movies. Sad that it ended, but at the same time, they ended it well enough that it's okay to be left there. Justice League Doom, interesting one where they're all being targeted and taken down, and they're trying to figure out how that's possible. Kingsman: The Secret Service, so fucking amazing. Great spy action movie. I have not seen the second one, and I have not seen Kingsman. Treasure Planet, one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. This is a badass movie. Fucking awesome. Literally, this and The Iron Giant, which I don't know if The Iron Giant's Disney, but still. Swamp Thing, the TV show. I didn't watch the whole thing. It was kind of getting a little boring, but I need to go back because I definitely did like the dark atmosphere. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. I think this movie is awesome except for, what is his name? Hold on. What is his fucking name? This guy. Oh my god. Tom Atkins. I don't like that. He's kind of gives me pedo vibes. This movie and The Fog. It's like he's like 45 and he keeps like fucking like really young women who look like they're like barely hitting 17. That part's creepy, but I did like everything else about the movie. X-Men 1. Very good. Classic X-Men movie. I think this is what kind of started jump-starting that comic book movies can make money and be good. Death Note, the complete series. Got this at Walmart for like $20. One of my favorite anime series. I don't really watch anime anymore, but I do like a lot of the old stuff. The Prestige. Now, I haven't watched this since I was in middle school, but yeah, this is a good one. A very interesting take on magic. Event Horizon. A classic. Oh, look at this cover. This is dope. God. Dead Space vibes 100%. Fucking creepy space movie. The Fly, body horror, Cronenberg. I know he kind of does the same thing over and over again, but godly, is it fucking good. Starship Troopers, Traitor of Mars. So I like this more than I did Invasion, but it's still it's very interesting. They brought back Dina Meyer as Dee, I believe, and Casper Van Dien as Rico, which was very nice. I think it has more of a heart in this movie than Starship Troopers Invasion. Death Race. This is my wife's one of her favorite movies. It's very good. It's just such a funny premise, like a video game almost. But you know, the racing and the violence is very cool. Logan, so fucking great, so emotional, good acting, a good send-off for Hugh Jackman, except for the fucking fact that he's like, I'm done, except I'm gonna come back for Deadpool 3, which, you know, what kind of annoys me about that is I just feel like it negates, this is 2017, I just feel like it's gonna negate Logan, because it's like, oh, let's bring him back. Star Trek Into Darkness, Wrath of Khan remake, basically, not too bad. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, my favorite of the three. just great action, great dialogue, great characters. Star Trek Beyond, literally, I'm telling you, the trio. I mean, talk about basically feeling like a different movie every time, but doing a good job. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Mayhem. This is definitely one I have not seen. I need to. I'll put it in the pile of movies I have that I haven't watched. Sin City. I really liked Sin City. Very artistic, very visually like, whoa. Haven't really seen anything like it before. And really haven't since then. I guess there was that movie, The Spirit, I think that kind of was like it, but that's about it. Justice League, Flashpoint Paradox. Great movie. A little bit different from the comic book, but overall, I think a good movie that's excellently done. Justice League War. This was the first movie where Darkseid invades. Not too bad. Halo: The Fall of Reach. Did I watch this? I have not watched this. Relive the origin of legendary Master Chief and the Spartan program. Okay, I have not watched that. Max Payne. Mark Wahlberg is so funny, but I like the game, so I was like, fuck it, I'll buy it. I watched it in theaters. It's okay. It's alright. Gundam 0083. Man, we're almost getting to the DVDs. All the Blu Ray is about to be done. Batman vs. Robin. Is this the one with the Court of Owls? Yeah, the Court of Owls. I like that one. The original Pet Cemetery. Honestly, I don't remember much. I just remember South Park makes fun of this guy a lot. Batman Hush. I did not like this movie. I absolutely hated it. Nausicaa. Probably, if not my favorite Ghibli movie. Dawn of the Dead remake. I liked it a lot. I think a lot of people hated it. It's very, very different from the original. More fast-paced, more nasty, I guess, kind of in a sense. Boondock Saints 2, All Saints Day. Rewatching it just like the first one. Kind of just meh. Iron Man 2. I love Iron Man 2. A lot of people fucking hate it, but I liked Mickey Rourke as Whiplash. Didn't really have any issues. Taxi Driver. Edgy Man 2, 1.0. Not a bad movie, but everyone acts like it's the best movie ever fucking made. 7, a very twisted horror movie. Batman: The Long Halloween Part 2. So yeah, it's just a continuation of the Long Halloween Part 1. Another movie a lot of people seem to hate that I love, Cowboys and Aliens. I love this movie. Super enjoyable. I think it's great, but a lot of people hated it. These 3. The Hobbit extended cut. So I love these movies, but I will say the first one is really hard to sit through. The second one is fun. The third one is probably my favorite, especially the unrated extended edition. Aquaman. A super, super fun movie. Is it super good? No, I guess not, but super fun? Absolutely. Keanu Reeves' Constantine doesn't look or necessarily fully act like Constantine, but still very, very enjoyable movie. I guess an Americanized Constantine, basically. Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, Ultimate Edition. So I like the Ultimate Edition more than the regular edition, but I wish it wasn't called Dawn of Justice. I just wish it was called Batman vs. Superman. Dawn of Justice just makes it sound so childish in my eyes. Godzilla vs. Kong, great fight scenes, but I didn't give a shit for the human characters, and it's definitely going full force goofy now. It's becoming like 90s Godzilla, which is not super bad, but going back to the more goofy stuff. Blade Runner, honestly, this movie was cool, but nothing special. Like, just a it's cool, but I think I like Blade Runner 2049 more. Elysium, another cool Neil Blomkamp movie. Very, very simple premise, but really, really cool world building. You know, the world feels real and lived in. The Void, another, Cosmic Dread. Yeah, from the producer of The Witch. Oh, see, I didn't even know that, because this movie came out before The Witch. What the hell? This is, what? It's saying I've never opened this. That doesn't make any sense. I've definitely watched it before. Now, I guess I watched it on my Xbox 360 when it first came out, because that was the only way. So I have it on there. But this is implying that I've never... What the hell? Wow. Well, no wonder then it says, from the producers of The Witch, this must be a new Blu-ray release or something, because this came out, oh my god, way before The Witch. The Stuff, yeah, another funny, like, everyone's obsessed with eating this, like, yogurt or something, and it's actually, like, a creature. Funny ass shit. Kong Skull Island, very, very good Kong movie. Very good movie in general. Yeah, I'd say Godzilla King of the Monsters and Kong Skull Island are probably my favorite of the new movies. The Berserk complete series. God, I want to love this, but the animation is so terrible. I want to know who did the animation, because it's fucking dog shit. It Follows. Ooh, this is a good one. David Robert Mitchell. Now, this is one of those, like Talk to Me, where it takes an idea and turns it into a horror movie. Really like it. Really, really well executed. Well, that's all the Blu-rays, so now it's DVDs. The Grudge remake, not too bad. I think they made a second one. No need to do that. The Bye Bye Man, fucking dog shit movie, but I'll keep watching it. The Strangers, I really liked it. What is this? Oh, unrated version. I don't know if I've seen that. Spaceballs, classic comedy. I honestly don't really like comedy movies, but I do like that one. The Number 23, Jim Carrey in a horror movie. Very, very weird, but I remember liking it. I haven't watched it basically since I was a kid. The Divide, very eerie, post-apocalyptic movie. Gets very disturbing. Geostorm. I believe this is the one where like a satellite can create any kind of weather, I think. Maybe, I can't remember. There's so many movies like this that I just can't remember what they are. The Doom movie with Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Guilty pleasure, fucking terrible. Dragon Ball Z Bio Broly, uncut. Broly Second Chance, uncut. Broly Legendary Super Saiyan, uncut. So I really remember liking this one, but I remember liking this one the most. Although what's sad is that, so the reason why the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie does so well is they actually give Broly a character. In these movies, he's just a screaming thing that does nothing, that says nothing, is just a thing. So it kind of lessens the value. But yeah, Bio Broly is a interesting one, to say the least. Devil, a classic. Yeah, M. Night Shyamalan producer, but you know, it all takes place basically in the elevator kind of movie. Very well done. Howl's Moving Castle. Not the biggest fan. I think this is more of my wife's movie. I don't really give a shit for it, but, you know, I'm not going to sit here and say it's bad. The Core. Funny, goofy 2000s sci-fi. This guy, I can't remember what his name is. He always plays like a nerd in everything. Avengers Age of Ultron. Not a bad movie, but sad that they rushed it, because that should have been kind of like a later movie. Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. I don't know if I've ever watched that, honestly. Maybe I have. If I have, I watched it like when I was like 12. The Riddick, it's okay. It's basically just a remake of Pitch Black, sadly. Hot Fuzz, just like Shaun of the Dead. Absolutely great movie. Riddick trilogy, so Pitch Black, Dark Fury, and Chronicles of Riddick. I like all three. Very good. Should probably just kind of ended there till they could kind of figure out more of what they actually want. Crank, I saw this movie for the first time this year. So goofy, but I love it. Just the premise is so weird. Cloverfield, I like it a lot. Classic, found footage kind of movie. The aliens are weird. Dario Argento, Demons. This movie is weird. It wasn't bad, but I was just like, you're trapped in a building, find a way to escape kind of movie. Alien Resurrection. God, I've had this DVD for a long time, but this is definitely a guilty pleasure because it's kind of a dog shit movie. The Mummy trilogy. I love the first Mummy. Scorpion King's pretty good. The third one is meh, but yeah, not too bad. I think I'm actually missing the first Mummy movie. Yeah, I actually don't know where I put that, honestly. House of Wax, good. Hot, sexy, deliciously creepy horror. Don't know what you're smoking, Prairie Miller of Long Island Press. It's just your average 2000s horror movie. I don't know about hot, sexy, deliciously creepy, but what a way to put it. The Saw 7 movie collection. This was $10 at Walmart. I couldn't pass this up, even if it's just DVD. But the Saw movies, oh my god, are they fucking guilty pleasure? I'll tell you that. We've already talked about that. Dark Tales of Japan. So I got this for like $1 at Vintage Stock. It's just like a bunch of Japanese shorts of like folklore and stuff. It's a hilarious good time. Critters 4 film collection. So I've seen Critters 1, 2. I have not seen 3 or 4. I think starring Leonardo DiCaprio in his film debut. He's like, take my fucking name off that fucking movie. But yeah, Critters is a fun one. I like that it doesn't take itself too seriously. Soylent Green, I have not even opened this. I need to watch it. I've heard good things, so just need to get around to it. Force of Execution, I have not opened this either. We were trying to find shitty ass Seagal films, so this was one. I have not opened that one. 5 film collection, Friday the 13th. So I have 3 copies of Friday the 13th. Jesus. The Exorcist Extended Director's Cut. It from the 90s. The Texas Chainsaw. And Hidden with Alexander Skarsgård. Not sure why I got that. What is this? Blank DVD. 28 Days Later. Okay, so that's where that went. Great movie, 28 Days Later. 1408, another good spooky paranormal movie based on the terrifying story by Stephen King. I think John Cusack did a good job. Planet Hulk, a great animated version of the Planet Hulk storyline. Wish we could have gotten World War Hulk and the others, but yeah. So, okay, if I come up, I have all the seasons of X-Files. I'm just gonna skip them if they come back. I love X-Files, the TV show. My mom loved it, so I watched it growing up. It's phenomenal. Great sci-fi. Vanilla Sky, definitely not what I thought it would be. Very trippy. At the very end, it gets extremely trippy, and I was just like, huh? Resident Evil Damnation, I don't really give a shit for these movies. I like the very first one that came out, but after that, it just kind of gets, I don't know. I see they're making another one, and I'm like, why though? Spirited Away, good one. Pretty sad. Castle in the Sky, one of my favorites. I've got the Robot Soldier on the shelf. Star Trek, already talked about that. I have it on DVD. Contagion, this was my favorite COVID movie I've had it for a long time, but watching during COVID was hilarious and so relevant. Invasion of the Body Snatchers. A good one. Good one. Oh, so creepy. And such a sad and depressing ending. My Bloody Valentine 3D. This is the remake. It's a guilty pleasure for sure. The twist ending is interesting. Actually, you know, I don't know if it's a remake. I think it might actually be a weird sequel. The Faculty, from the director of Desperado and From Dusk Till Dawn. Screenplay by the writer of Scream and Scream 2. I love this movie. I watched it as a kid in Japan. I was always growing up like, oh, what was that movie I watched where they were like dissecting a rat or something? Boom. I knew I had to get it on DVD. This is an awesome, like, take over the world alien kind of movie. The Descent. Also watched this when I was a kid. Great, like, you know, trapped in a cave movie. I didn't watch the second one, but I think it's the second one. But yeah, this one. Good. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I bought this at Walmart forever ago. Such a dumb movie, and yet so entertaining. I love it. I'm glad that more and more people are becoming more known of it. The Babadook. God, I've watched it one time, but that's about it. I just remember the autistic kid screaming and the damn Babadook. I guess that's about all people remember. Chappie, I thought this one was alright. I definitely didn't like the whole die ant word taking over most of the screen time, but I liked everything else. Sinister, I like this one. Boy, did it have a crazy ending. I think there's a second one, but I have not seen it. We have Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. This is a guilty pleasure because I don't really like it, but it's there. Sunshine, a great sci-fi movie. I don't know anyone who's ever seen this movie. I try to get people to watch it all the time. It's so fucking good. So I actually need to find where it went. My case is empty. Man, I must have mismatched some fucking movies, but I had it on Blu-ray, but there was this stupid ass thing that happened with the Blu-rays where they just stopped working and you had to like message Universal or whatever, whoever the distributor is, and get a new copy. And I was just like, I just don't care to do that. Ex Machina. I have not seen this. I need to. This is my wife's Golden Girls. I watched a few with her. Alright comedy. I don't really watch comedies from that time period or any period really in general. First Transformers movie. Absolutely a classic. Very well done. The Berserk Complete Collection. So this is the 90s anime. Very, very well done. Although it is region locked, unfortunately, so every time I would want to watch it, I have to change the region on my PS4. Which sucks because I only get like 5 of those and then it doesn't do it. So that's X-Files. The Darkest Hour, very, very just simple alien invasion movie. It's okay. Tremors Anthology, so it's 5 movies. I think there's 7 now or 8. I love the first Tremors. Second one's not too bad. I don't remember the third one. Tremors 4, where it's in the past, is great. I think Tremors 1 and 4 are actually my favorites. So this is all X-Files. Doctor Who, Christopher Eccleston and David Tennant series. Absolutely love Doctor Who. Love these 2 doctors, so... And, you know, you go to Walmart, I'm just going to say this. They have all these collection stuff for relatively cheap. So, I've been buying a lot of collection stuff from there. Unbreakable, so good. The ending twist, ooh. God, just gives me shivers to this day. Aliens, probably my favorite of the 4 movies. Alien 3. The Matrix collection with the Animatrix as well. I got this cool case. The Chum Scrubber. I haven't watched this since I was a kid, but it's a very weird fucking movie. Very, very, very weird. I don't even know how to explain it. Jeepers Creepers 2. I like Jeepers Creepers 2. It's a little sad about the director, Victor Salva, and all that shit, but, you know, I guess I gotta try to separate the art from the artist. Innocence, a Ghost in the Shell spin-off. I don't remember anything, really. I don't think it really stuck with me. Donnie Darko, a classic. A very weird movie. Jeepers Creepers, classic horror movie. Halloween 2, dog shit. Halloween 2 Families Forever, come on, dude. Jesus. Princess Mononoke, we already went through that. I see double copies of some movies. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, depressing ass movie that is. The Gray, fucking amazing. Fear Itself, now this is a good one. This was a TV show on like NBC or something. I fucking love this show. I cannot believe they canceled it. It was so good. The Crazies remake, I like it a lot. Timothy Oliphant, or however the fuck you say his last name, I liked him in it. The Bone Snatcher, I had watched this when I was like in like 6th grade, 5th grade. Thought it was the coolest shit ever. I mean, I still like it. The plot twist is all the villains are ants. That's the villain. The fucking Death Note movie, the Japanese live action. Oh my god, is this both movies or just the first one? Okay, it's just the first one. God. Truly terrible. Archie's Weird Mysteries. I watched this literally like in elementary school. I thought it was really cool, so I just bought the collection. It's a unique thing, you know? It's neat. Teen Titans Trouble in Tokyo. I thought this is when he meets Starfire or something. Or it tells you that. I don't know if I've actually watched it. Trick or Treat, Halloween classic. I watched this every Halloween. This was the first movie my wife and I watched together on our first date when we first met. Jinro, the Wolf Brigade. Very, very good, from the creators of Ghost in the Shell and Akira. Such a good... It's like a romance movie, but done in such a interesting way. I think everyone's seen the sewer scene in that movie. It's pretty brutal. Outlander. I like this. Jim Caviezel. Sophia Myles, Ron Perlman, John Hurt. Basically a bounty hunter from the future. Not from the future, from a different universe, I guess. Crash lands in Viking era Earth and is hunting a dragon that he had in his cargo. Very cool movie. I also don't know anyone else who's seen that movie. Mortal Kombat Annihilation. I don't know why I have this. I don't give a shit for those movies, but okay. Dante's Inferno, based off the video game. Love it, love it, love it. Love the video game. I have the video game. Really wish they could have done more with that property, because to me, it had everything for like a series. Keanu, never seen it. Not sure why I have it. I don't watch comedies. Pulse, the American remake, not too bad. The original, it's either Japanese or Korean, is also very, very good. Predator. I like Predators the most, but yeah, Predator is very good. It says price $5 because there was a time where I was trying to sell my movies, and I put a price tag on it. It's weird. It says Night of the Living Dead also in it, but it never sold, and that was fucking forever ago. The Mist. Oh, fantastic! I need to get the Blu-ray, black and white version with it, because it is so good. Super depressing ending. Predator 2, Danny Glover, not too bad. Predator in the City. I Am Legend, a classic. I think they said they're making a second one or something, and they're going with the alternative ending. Already talked about that. Alternative ending where he didn't kill himself. Brothers Grimm. I like this movie a lot. I think it you know, turns its head on the whole fantasy folklore stories and does a good job. Snowpiercer. I love Snowpiercer. I still have not shown my wife Snowpiercer, but God, is it a unique idea. Wind River, one of my favorite movies of all time. So depressing, but a good ending to a degree. Basically a murder mystery, but done so well. National Geographic Inside 9/11. I don't remember buying that, but okay. What the fuck? There's that, I guess. Tequila Sunrise. This must be my wife's movie because I have no idea what that is. Scream 1, 2, 3, 4. I like Scream 1 and I like Scream 2. Scream 3 is interesting. Scream 4 is meh. They just kept making it the same bullshit over and over again. Like, it went from being haha meta to just like, okay guys, stop. Okay, I haven't even opened this. I somehow have 2 copies of this fucking movie. American History X, really, really good. God, is it just so brutal and so sad. Shutter Island, good twist. I definitely didn't see the twist coming when I was a kid. Thriller movie. 30 Days of Night, great action vampire movie. Loved it. I think they made a second one, but I don't care to see that. Carriers, another good like disease apocalyptic movie. Pretty simple story. 13 Ghosts. I liked it a lot. I remember thinking it was the scariest movie when I was a kid, but rewatching it, it's like, it's okay. It's not really scary. It's just kind of dumb. Grindhouse, Planet Terror, and Death Proof. I love Planet Terror, dude. So fun. Such a fun movie. Return of the Living Dead. Another goofy ass zombie movie, but I think is a classic. So that is it for the movies. That was a lot more than I anticipated, but I really appreciate people who sat through and watched it all. And, you know, if you disagree with my takes on some of these movies, go ahead and let me know. If there's a movie in here you've never even heard of, let me know. I think people have heard most of these, but there's a few niche ones I'd like to believe where I would strongly recommend people go watch it. But it is New Year's Eve, and so you guys have a good New Year, and I will make another video soon. Thank you.